Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum little kids. This is Shehroz Abdullah, and now today we are going to discuss exercise of chapter number 11, sound, class 10 physics. If you remember, in the previous lecture, let me recall the things. In the previous lecture we have discussed with all of the numerical problems of chapter number 11, sound, class 10 physics. Okay, now we are going to discuss MCQs of chapter 11 sound and conceptual questions of chapter 11 sound. Look, first we discuss all the conceptuals, then we will come towards the MCQs. Whenever we are going to attend any conceptual questions, so do remember one thing: understanding the statement of the question. This is the first step. This is the very first step which we should understand before writing the answer. Look, the first question is, why sound produced by a simple pendulum is not heard? Look, there are, if you remember, what is audible frequency range? We have discussed with audible frequency range. Human ears can hear only those sounds whose frequency lies in between 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This range of frequency, which is detectable to our eyes, our ears, this is known as audible frequency range. There are two classes of it. The first is infrasonic, second is ultrasonic. Infrasonics are those sounds whose frequency is actually less than 20 Hz, and ultrasonics are those sounds whose frequency are more than 20,000 Hz. In other words, we can say 20 kilohertz. So, since the sound produced by a simple pendulum lies below 20 Hz, mean it comes in infrasonics. That is why we say that sound produced by a simple pendulum is not heard. Right? So this was all about. Hope you understand. Come to the next question. What does it say? It says, if a ringing bicycle bell is held tightly by hand, it stops producing sound. What is the basic reason? Look, they are saying that you are having a bicycle. If you hold the ringing bell of it like tightly, so it stops producing sound. What is the basic reason behind that? If you remember, we have discussed there are basic three necessary conditions for the production of sound. For the production of sound, there are three things required. Number one, vibrating body. Number two, transmitting medium. Number three, hearing device. Now look, what is happening over here? It says, if the ringing bicycle bell is stopped, ringing bicycle bell was working as vibrating body. What you did, you have stopped it. When there is no vibration in a medium, how can sound produced? Do remember one thing. What you have done, you have removed the first basic and necessary condition for the production of sound. You have stopped the vibrating body. When vibrating body is stopped, automatically what will happen? Sound production will be stopped. Okay. Third question. Hope you understand that. Let's come towards third question. What does it say? Why the intensity of an echo is less than that of original sound? They are saying that why the intensity of echo is less than the original sound. Echo, we have read that it's a repeated sound. Okay, when sound moves and strikes a certain medium, rebounds back, so it produces echo. There was some certain condition for that also. We have discussed in detail also over there. Now, basic question asked over here is why the intensity of an echo is less than the original sound. Whenever sound is traveling, it is striking with a certain media. It reflects also, and there are some medias also in which it is absorbed. Like there are some medias to which it is striking, it is reflected, it is absorbed in some medias also, and and after reflection, when it comes, so some of the energy is lost by the sound during motion and striking, and sound energy is somewhat absorbed in rest of the medias. When the sound returns back to the original person, it has less intensity. Why? Because of absorption of sound in the other medias, like the media to which it is striking, it is reflecting, it is absorbed in that. This was all about the third question. Hope you understand. Let's come towards the fourth question. It says, in which medium, air or water, an echo is heard sooner and why? Do remember one thing. Echo production depends upon, like, in which medium echo will produce earlier, like in air or water. Do remember the speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second, while speed of sound in water is 1540 meters per second. The media in which speed of sound will be more will be echo produced earlier. Echo will be produced in that media. Since in water the speed of sound is very, very greater than that of air. That is why echo produced in water will be earlier compared to air. Okay. Next we are having question 5. Why sound cannot be heard on moon? Why sound cannot be heard on the moon? This is very interesting question. Do remember one thing. For the production of sound there are 3 basic criteria. Number 1, vibrating body. Number 2, hearing device. Number 3, transmitting media. Now in moon there is no media actually. So what happens over there? The sound cannot be produced over there, cannot be heard over there. Why? Because there is no media available. Moon mein vacuum hota, like on moon there is vacuum. Okay, so people can't hear sound over there because of availability of no media. Now the astronauts which move over there, they have some special kind of helmets which has radio commutators to which they communicate with each others. Okay, so this was all about it. Come towards question number 6. What does it says? If a person places his ear on rails of railroad for determination of coming train, why this is done and how it works? Look, question is, for example, if a person is like keeping his ears on rail track and train is coming from a very distant position, so the person can hear that there is like a train is coming from a distant place. What is the basic reason behind that? How? What is the physics behind that? Look, we know that speed of sound value in different medias, it is different. The value of sound is different in different medias. The value of sound in air is 330 meters per second. The speed of sound value in steel is 4500 meters per second, 4500 meters per second. Since the speed of sound value is in steel is greater than that of air, that is why the sound waves travel more quicker, more easily, more fasterly in steel, and the person hears that there is a train coming from a very distant place, right? So this was all about that. Okay, now come towards question number 7. What does it say? It says, when you watch a thunderstorm, you see the lightning first. You see what? You see the lightning first and you hear the thunder afterwards. Why is the thunder delay? What is the basic question asked over there? It says that whenever there is a thunderstorm, so the person see the lightning first, then hear the thunder sound or voice over there, sound over there. Okay. What is the reason behind that? What is the basic physics behind that? As I told you earlier, the speed of sound value is different in different medias. Speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second. Now we are coming to discuss question number we discussed now question number 8. What is the basic statement of question number 8? What does it say? It says, if the speed of sound is dependent on frequency, would music from marching band be enjoyed or not? They are saying if music from marching band, depends on frequency, can the music be enjoyed or not? Actually this is not the real fact. What happens over here? Actually, the speed of sound is not dependent upon frequency. Do remember, speed of sound Okay, do remember one thing. Speed of sound actually do not depend upon frequency. If it depends, what will happen? Remember, in music there is no one sound. There are so many sounds. Each sound has its own frequency. Automatically each sound has its own speed. Do remember, those sound whose frequency is more, it will travel faster. That sound whose frequency is less, it will travel less, with less speed. Automatically, when you hear it, so some sound will reach to your ear earlier, some sound will reach to your ear later, and there will be an uncomfortable situation to your CNS system. Automatically a noise will produce, and I think nobody enjoys noise. Okay, so let me do this question once again, summarize it. Question is, if the speed of sound dependent upon frequency, would music from marching band be enjoyed or not? You know, actually speed of sound, if the speed of sound does not depend upon frequency. This is the title statement. Now, what is justification? If the speed of sound depends on frequency, do remember, in music there are so many sounds. Each has its own frequency, each has its own speed. Those sounds whose frequency is more, automatically it will travel faster. That sound whose frequency is less, it will travel slower, and it will reach to your ears later. That sound whose frequency is more, it will travel faster and will reach to your ears earlier. And on your eardrum there will be a kind of a noisy situation over there in your drum, and an uncomfortable feeling, and I think nobody enjoys noise. Okay, so what is question number 9? Let's come towards question number 9. Why does your voice sound fuller in shower? The basic answer of this question is reverberation. This is what? Reverberation, or another multi-times reflection, we can also say that. What is happening over there in shower, your sound is fuller. Why? Because of gain in volume. Because of gain in volume of your sound. Actually, we know that gain in volume takes place in reverberation process. Whenever a sound is produced over there, so it is reflected multi-times from walls, from surface, from ceiling, and all the times it is reflecting over there. So due to multi-reflection, there gains the volume of sound. That is why it looks fuller. It looks fuller, mean full of energy. Okay, heavy. Come towards question number 10. Why it is so quiet after snowfall? The question is, after snowfall, why it is so calm and quiet? Actually, the reason behind that is, snow is actually a porous material. Snow is what? Actually a porous material. So it works as absorbing of sound. It works as a sound absorber. So after snowfall, on the floor there is snow, and it works as a sound absorbing media. So much of the sound it absorbs. That is why it looks too quiet after snowfall, right? So this was all about conceptual questions. We have done with first 10 conceptual questions. There were total 10 conceptual questions, and we have done with all the conceptual question of chapter number 11, sound. Okay, now we are coming towards MCQs of the first chapter, MCQs of the chapter number 11, sound. Okay, let me read the statement. What does it say? It says the intensity of sound wave increases by 1000 watt per square meter. What is the increase equal in decibels? So right answer is what? 30. Okay, MCQs number 2. An echo occur when sound is what? It is reflected. Okay, when sound is reflected, so automatically echo will produce over there. Now come to question number 3. As compared with sound of 60 decibel, a sound of 80 decibel has an intensity dash time greater. So 100 is the right answer. MCQs 4. The loudness of sound is most closely related to its what? Amplitude. Now come to MCQs number 5. Various instruments sound different even when they play the same note due to difference in what? Due to difference in quality of sound. Now MCQ 6. Humans can hear sound that is between what? 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, right? MCQs number 7. The speed of sound on a warm day when outdoor temperature is 38 is how much? 354 meters per second. Option number C. Come to MCQs 8. Minimum equidistance required is reduced in which season? Automatically in winter. MCQs 9. Which of the following cannot transmit sound? So right option is what? Vacuum. Okay, this was all about. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. We have finished chapter number 11, sound. We have done MCQs, conceptuals, numericals, all the thing available in chapter number 11, class 10 physics, sound chapter. Okay, hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thanks for watching. Allah Hafiz. Jazakallah fi amanillah.